Hey, welcome to the what? And UFC 269. Shyne.
Man.
What you gotta say, man?
Oh, so just a hot take. 5 minutes on the clock. Let's go on and get into it. Just a hot take from this whole. Man, I love being wrong.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. You know what I'm gonna do? Cuss word alert. I'm gonna shit on every card
Shit on it.
from here out. I'm gonna doo doo, boo boo, boo boo, and shit on them. You
I
shit on
shit
them. I
on
shit
him.
on them. I shit on.
Shit on him.
I will do that to every card from now on. Once we lost Jorge Masvidal versus Leon Edwards on this card, I went, well,
This card, boo boo.
not as great as it was, because that was the people's main event. And you know what everybody on this card said? I'm going to show you how great I am. I'm just with it today. I'm sitting on all cylinders.
Oh yeah.
I need
You
you
got
to
them puns
understand.
coming quick.
I need you to
Took
understand
a nap.
that took a nap this morning. Whenever this happened, automatically this card was a complete pass.
Yeah.
Juliana Pena went out there and, oh man, she gave Amanda Nunes the business. What did you think about that fight?
Man, I thought that Amanda Nunez, something seemed off a little bit by Amanda, and it's not that she didn't look good. It's not that she didn't have any snap behind her punches. I just felt like those lingering issues or nagging injuries that she had in the past put her in a position where she didn't feel herself in the cage. And that being said, Junior Pena stood there and took those blows, the same blows that would knock somebody out earlier in New Year's career. Well, actually later in New Year's career, it didn't knock her out, which is crazy. It was crazy to see how Pena was just standing there, just taking the punishment, and then also giving punishment, and then ultimately giving enough punishment to the point where she got on her back and choked her out, man. But that's just my take on it. You might have a little bit different take on it. Well, how do you feel about this matchup right here?
I don't know if it was a fluke. I firmly believe now that Juliana Pena knew something that we didn't know. I firmly believe that she knew something. I don't know what it was. They saw something. They knew who she was, how tough she was. Listen to me when I tell you this. When they say we watched her sleep, Chris Cyborg, I want you to go out there and bang with her. You got to know something, right?
Yeah.
You got to know something. So she obviously she had to rob Vegas. She had to rob Vegas plus 600.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she
plus
closed
600.
at plus 700. My man,
Plus 700.
somebody lost $300,000 to win 20,000 betting on Amanda Nunes. No, he's sick. You know,
Sick.
ouch.
Boy, he boo booed. He boo booed last night. He might boo booed on himself.
But with that being said, she had to have known something that we didn't know. They were, because listen, look, she was throwing nothing but haymakers and mollywoppers whole time. But she stood there and was getting hit by Amanda Nunes. She had to know something. I don't know. All I know is this is the biggest upset in women's MMA history. I believe is what they call it. I don't know if it's the biggest upset in history of fighting, but it's up there. Like they were saying in the broadcast, nobody had her picked.
And this is why we don't win fights on paper. Because on paper, Nunez is supposed to dominate Pena. But in real life, put a mano a mano or a woman against each other in a cage, anything can happen. Especially if the said woman has something in the blueprint that we don't see. But this is a legit fight. We're gonna get into this matchup a little bit later in the show. But there were some other fights on the card too. We gotta talk about as well too, man. What we gotta talk about next, man?
Oh, we got O'Malley coming up, and we'll talk about it in the matchup section too about Nunez. Mike said he thinks she might have been tired of cutting to 135. Could have played
Yeah,
into it. That's something to think
yeah.
about.
That is something to think about.
Sugar Sean O'Malley went out there and did a thing too.
Sugar Sean looked good too, and it was against a top 10 opponent, even though he wasn't ranked in the top 10 anymore. He was on a 3 fight win streak, and he got out of the top 10 ranking. I don't understand that fully, how you win and still get knocked out of the top 10. But it was O'Malley's first top 10 opponent in the division, so he fought somebody that was it's probably his toughest fight, but he just made it look easy, man. He made it look easy, and you can tell in the cage that every time he gets in the cage, he adds something to his repertoire. He adds something to his his overall game, and it allows him to do something a little different every single time. And we still go to the ground yet. We've only seen his hands, but they everybody says that he has legit ground and pound or jujitsu skills, and we haven't seen it yet because he hasn't been tested. And I feel like O'Malley's on his way because of his character and how he presents himself. I think he's on his way to being something real big in the UFC. What do you feel about this matchup, man? I feel like we need to put another 5 minutes on the clock, man. How do you feel about this matchup